Have you ever wondered if God is truly all-loving and all-powerful? Why is there so much suffering in the world? Why do innocent children die? Why do disasters strike? And why do good people experience pain they don't deserve? This is perhaps the hardest question anyone can ask about faith, and it's a question that has haunted humanity for centuries. Some have turned away from God because of it. Others have found deeper faith through it. But one thing is certain: we cannot ignore it. When we look around, we see a world filled with brokenness, wars, disease, natural disasters, injustice, heartbreak. Every one of us at some point faces suffering, whether it's the loss of a loved one, a betrayal, an illness, or an unexpected tragedy. So if God is love, why doesn't He stop it? First, it's important to understand that God did not create the world to be filled with pain. In Genesis, we see a picture of a perfect creation: no death, no suffering, no separation. But God gave humanity free will, the ability to choose love, goodness, and relationship with Him. Real love cannot exist without choice. Forced love isn't love at all. When humanity chose to turn away from God, sin entered the world, and with it came brokenness, decay, and suffering. The Bible tells us that creation itself now groans as a result of this fall. Some might say, but couldn't God stop evil and suffering right now? The answer is yes, but to do that, He would have to remove all free will, including ours. He would have to stop every wrong thought, every selfish action, every harmful word, and in doing so, He would take away what makes us human: our ability to choose. Instead of creating robots, God chose to create beings who can freely love, and that freedom carries the risk of pain. But that's not the end of the story. God did not remain distant from our suffering. He entered it. In Jesus, God stepped into our broken world. He experienced hunger, loneliness, betrayal, pain, and even death. The cross is the ultimate proof that God does not watch our suffering from afar. He knows it intimately. In Isaiah, it is written that the Messiah would be a man of sorrows, acquainted with deepest grief. Jesus wept at the tomb of His friend Lazarus. He wept over Jerusalem. He knows our tears because He shed them Himself. You might ask, okay, but why doesn't He stop my suffering right now? Sometimes God does intervene and heal miraculously, but other times He allows us to walk through pain, not because He is cruel, but because He can bring a greater good that we cannot yet see. Paul writes in Romans, "We know that in all things God works for the good of those who love Him." This doesn't mean all things are good. Pain is real and evil is real, but God can weave even the darkest threads into a tapestry of redemption. Suffering has the mysterious power to awaken us. When life is comfortable, we rarely question, rarely seek deeper meaning. But in suffering, we are confronted with our limits, our need for something or someone beyond ourselves. C.S. Lewis once wrote, "God whispers to us in our pleasures, speaks in our conscience, but shouts in our pains. It is His megaphone to rouse a deaf world." Some of the most inspiring stories come from those who have faced unimaginable pain and found hope in God. They tell us that God met them in their darkest moments, that they discovered a strength beyond their own, a peace that defies understanding. Suffering also connects us to each other. It makes us more compassionate, more human. When we share in each other's pain, we reflect the heart of Christ who carried our burdens. But perhaps the greatest hope for Christians is this: suffering is not the end of the story. Jesus conquered death and promised that one day He will wipe away every tear. In Revelation we read, "There will be no more death or mourning or crying or pain, for the old order of things has passed away." The Christian hope is not that life will always be easy, but that God is with us in every valley, and one day all wrongs will be made right. Imagine this: you're reading a novel, and in the middle of the story there is a tragic chapter. If you stop there, it seems hopeless. But if you read to the end, you see how every moment, even the painful ones, was part of a larger redemption story. God promises that one day we will understand, Paul says, "For now we see only a reflection as in a mirror, then we shall see face to face." Until that day, we are called to trust, to cling to Him, and to remember that He is close to the brokenhearted. If you are going through pain right now, know this: you are not alone. God sees your tears. He holds your heart. He invites you to bring your questions, your anger, your doubts. He can handle them. Jesus says, "Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest." Perhaps today you can take a small step toward him, even if it's through tears. He is not afraid of your pain. He is not distant. He stands with open arms, ready to walk with you through the storm. So if God is love, why is there so much suffering? We may not have every answer in this life, but we have a Savior who stepped into our pain, bore it on the cross, and promises a future beyond it. The invitation is not to explain away all mysteries, but to meet the one who is with us in them. The choice is yours. Will you run from him because of your pain, or run to him and discover a love deeper than you imagined? You are not alone, you are loved, and your story is not over.